Nancy Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi is worried that the 2020 candidates are on the wrong track. This is in Bloomberg. Speaker Nancy Pelosi is issuing a pointed message to Democrats running for president in 2020. Those liberal ideas that fire up the party's base are big losers when it comes to beating Donald Trump. I'm not making this up. She's making proposals pushed by Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders, like Medicare for All and a wealth tax, play well in liberal enclaves like her own district in San Francisco, but won't sell in the Midwestern states that sent Trump to the White House in 2016. She says what works in San Francisco does not necessarily work in Michigan, Pelosi said at a roundtable and Bloomberg News. Well, thank God. If there's anybody who's got their finger on the pulse of what's happening in Michigan, I'm sure it's Nancy fucking Pelosi, who's sitting on a Mount Everest-sized pile of fucking $1,000 bills. I'm sure she knows what's going on. And if you don't know what's happening in Michigan, in 2016, Bernie ran on Medicare for All, and he won in Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Colorado, Wyoming, North Dakota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota, Indiana, and West Virginia.
Now, some people would call that the Midwest.
Maybe Pelosi just misspoke.
The people in those states who don't support Medicare for All are called super delegates. Does it bother anybody that Nancy Pelosi is still pretending that people don't like Medicare for All? Because I remember when Medicare for All was polling, 9 out of 10 Democrats were for Medicare for All, and a majority of Trump voters were for Medicare for All. And then they started asking the question in ways that would scare the shit out of people, and now people aren't sure about Medicare for All because the way they ask the question is, hey, Bernie's going to take away your health care. Do you still want Medicare for All? What the fuck? What kind of a question? No, people want Medicare for all. If you ask it, do you want the government to have single-payer health care so you don't have to have co-pays and worry about going bankrupt? They all go, yes. Everybody. If you ask it that way, if you ask it, hey, do you want to take away your health care and just have the government run? No. That's a shitty way to ask it, and that's how they're asking it now. Okay, the Michigan general election head-to-head, Sanders beats Trump 57% to 43%, which is more than Biden and more than Warren. So Bernie Sanders, with his bullshit socialism that you say doesn't play in Michigan, not because it doesn't play in Michigan, but it's because your donors don't want it to play in Michigan. That's why she says that, and she's a fucking empirically wrong.
Well, the only way for Trump to beat Bernie in the general in Michigan is if Bernie decides to not campaign there. Like Hillary when she didn't campaign in Wisconsin and Michigan. I'm sorry, when Russia prevented her from campaigning in Wisconsin and Michigan.
Maybe she was tired. You're such an ass.
You know, if CNN...
Where's Buttigieg in that?
He's in a strong fourth.
Strong fourth.
If CNN reported this poll, they would say Biden and Warren are close in Michigan.
I like how Nancy Pelosi is worried about Midwesterners. She thinks Midwesterners are worried about giving up their private health care. When people in the Midwest with private health care are worried about their pill cutter staying sharp enough so they can fucking half their prescriptions. That's what they're worried about. They're not worrying about having no trouble paying for their health care ever again. That's what they're worried about.
And I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. In San Francisco, nobody can afford to live there any fucking more.
I know. So what they're saying is in order to beat Trump, we have to go with a centrist. And so right now, we actually did run a centrist against Trump, and it has the great record of 0-1, ladies and gentlemen. 0-1.
We need to run another centrist. It's just fantastic to me. It's just like a baseball team that just like their bullpen sucks, and it's like we need more shitty pitchers in the bullpen. That's what's gonna really make us lose again. That'll fucking do it. Like
the idea that Nancy Pelosi knows what people in Michigan are worried about is just you know what somebody with $100 million worries about? Nothing, and that's who Nancy Pelosi is, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Next live Jimmy Dore show is in Philadelphia, November 18th. Plus, we'll be in Honolulu on December 27th doing live shows all month long in November and December in Hollywood at the Sycamore Tavern. Plus, we're going to be in San Jose, Sacramento, Tempe, Portland. Go to jimmydoorecomedy.com for a link for all the tickets for all of our live shows. And please become a patron if you like the show. We give you hours of bonus material every week. Go to jimmydoorecomedy.com and become a premium member. Thanks for your support.